the red button for this.
So I hit it once you...
Yeah, just go ahead and hit it now.
That's all right.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. 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 We are the House of Israel, located at 1664 California Avenue, and we are here to praise the mighty Yah on this seventh day of the week, Yah's holy convocation. Yah commanded that we work 6 days, and the first day of the week is what?
Sunday.
First day of the week is what? Sunday. And the seventh day of the week is what? Saturday. So today is the day that we come together and we praise Yah on the seventh day of the week, and we have a holy convocation, our day of worship. We just got finished with our meal, and we're going to resume the second portion of our service with a prayer that the sisters want to give. Hallelujah.
We just want to thank you, Father Yah, for being here with us, guiding us, protecting us, and shielding us. Allow us to have a meal, to come together and unite as one to praise you. We ask that you continue to guide us and be here for us, and help Israel put their pride aside. Allow us to come together in unity and forget the problems in the past and just come together to praise you, because it is only about you, Yah. In your holy name we praise. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, family.
You know what time it is?
What you got? Yes, we got. Gabrielle, look. Gabrielle said do it every time. Okay, family, come on. Come on, everybody. Let's get hands. Y'all already know. We family. Let's get hands.
Go ahead to get we went for a walk. Yes, I was about to walk in them other shoes. Right.
Okay. You gonna sing too?
Okay, we got.
Come on, family. Everybody, come on. Let's get
Because all
hands.
people acting like they don't know what to do. Wait a minute. It's not. We gotta go this way. Come on. We gotta go this way. We ain't got that much room. Oh no.
Our family big, yes. This is what I'm talking about. Come on, y'all. Gira. Mike. Come on.
I guess we can fill in it, yeah.
Sugar pie. Elder Gabrielle asked me to do this every Sabbath for us as a family at 1664 California Avenue. Come on, Mikey. Get in there, baby. Gira. Gira, you hear me? Don't let me get that belt, boy. No, they ain't.
Yeah, we are.
Ooh, excuse me. Threatening people's life on air. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all ready?
Okay, let's start.
1, 2, 3, go. I need you. You need me. We are a part of your body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We are a part of your body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Good, one more time. Good, baby. Go ahead. Say it. Say, I need you. We are a part of Yah's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We are a part of Yah's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I love you, Israel.
Tell them why we do it. Tell them why we do it. We have visitors in the house. Let them know why
Oh, yes. We big family. We come together and we do this before we start our second session.
And let me just say something real quick for all the people that are new, because we can't assume that everybody understands we're not crazy.
Right.
Yes, we are.
About
Not all of us, though. No, I'm just kidding. But in any event, let me just say this. No, let me say this. We, as the children of Israel, we are so filled with self-hatred. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. We as a family, and we as a people, as a nation of people, we have been programmed to hate one another. We have not been programmed to love one another as we love ourselves, number one. And then number two, we have faced as a congregation with other congregations who know the law of Yah, we face many tribulations. So the sister came up with that so that we can just kind of learn to stand together, learn to praise Yah together, and learn to hold our hands together and call upon the mighty Yah. Okay? So I just wanted to make that clear to everybody. It's uncomfortable to a lot of people because a lot of people are not used to showing that love. Right? So, all right, praise God. So we are a sane group of people, to let y'all know. And we just want to promote love among our people. Hallelujah. Okay, y'all, so for our performers, we want to make sure that we're in sync. We have a professional presentation to Yah to give as far as our music, so we want everybody to be, if you are next, please be on deck. If you are up, please come forward.
Chop, chop.
And if the person don't come forward, whoever on deck, come forward.
I go.
Okay. You did say you was gonna start.
I sang
Right.
Daydreamers.
Who's supposed to be first?
Y'all want me to say?
Okay.
Do you have to? I can't. You started them off, Marty. Sing. Sing. We're gonna bite you.
Right.
Oh. Hey, skirt.
Testing. We need this mic on up here.
Just let him know it's the same one that was in the back.
Okay, whoever's next, please be on deck, or we just want to go into our teachings, okay? All right, thank you.
Praise Yah, give all glory to Yahweh on the spot, man. One of my first songs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Praise mighty Yah. Turn it up just a little bit. Yeah. Awake my dream because I'm straight and hear my perseverance deep. stretch in the star as you move to deliver and light in my eyes. Lord, brooks the praise and still dagger the healing bells of mighty staff. Gather me from hell, facing death, showing my insides. The bond between me and my shepherd will never die. Though I sojourn the stranger where you caused me to drip, excelling in strength, so Satan's forces prevent. But Lord, I never forget, therefore mercy exists. Draw out the water deep in my counsel, narrow my way. Uriel, watch the spirits be sold. These are the justice I am worth. Together we walk on the chambers laid in perfect laces, shining on the pieces left of me. Some prophets, man. The board, man, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah. Yeah, I still in my hand, y'all man. Moving the unity. I can show you the mind, the Elohim. Let me go, I'm your source. I acknowledge I'm the one and only who anoints. Yeah, this you're the chosen be. This your purpose be. Hold it close, be. You a judge, baby. What it do, yo, see. Warrior, my palm tree. Say it 3 times. Yeah, this shit like Josie, raised in the Azor. Captain of the host was Sarah. Constructed Halo Chef. Eagle God of God, yeah. King the nicest next. For my people cry. That's the God of judges at the time. Was the warrior, God next. 900 chariots of fire. Mightily oppressing between Rama and Bethlehem. In the mountain of Ephraim, she dwelleth at night. She commanded draw sword, mountain birth. 10,000 of men of Naphtali, Zebulun. I'ma come up on Keyshawn. She Sarah, the captain from Barak. Only if you go with me will I go up too. Surely notwithstanding, the journey is not for your own honor, but shall be delivered to the hands of a woman. Hey, y'all still them in my hand, y'all mean moving the unit of beat. I can show you the mind of Elohim. Let me go, I'm your source. I acknowledge y'all the one and only who anoints. Why? This you're the chosen be. This your purpose be. Hold it close, be. You a judge, baby. What it do, yo, see. Warrior, my palm tree. Say it 3 times. Yeah, Christian, my Josie, baby. Gabriel, my king. Stepfather of our Exodus heads. And then them shells from this man. Pop his skin. In the places, I am. You know right like a death. Then hit. Gather about 900. Always come heavy steps. We were up like a truck. Encouraged by the judge. Rush with gas. Like the spears. Catch his spears. Fell upon me with the hand of hell. Properly softening in they heart. Down back up off me. Plus a piece between the cannons. See Sarah and Corso was guarded. I ill. Went with the lottery. Met the mill on the bill. Met with spell with loyalty to our camaraderie. The minutes in the latest. Where we spider to the fly. And hurry. Drove his temples with a nail. He slept in his bloody. Yeah, I still him in my hand. I think, baby, yeah. I can't show you the mind that Elohim, let me go. I'm your source. I acknowledge I the one and only who anoints. Yeah, cause you're the chosen be. Just your purpose be. Something close be. You a judge, baby. What it do, yo, G. Warrior, yeah. 3 times. Yo, get you my nose and feel me, B. Hey, that's the right example for my sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me up there. Y'all feel me right now. It takes some time, you know. But praise my Yah. Feel me? Yeah. I got a whole lot more songs coming, man. Y'all be jamming my stuff until you all done, y'all. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. All glory to God. Got Brother Terrence coming up. Yeah. See you, he's out here. Yes.
You keep letting us sing all the way up.
Shalom.
Shema.
Praise Yah.
Shalom.
How long?
That's all right. Do the 2 minutes. Do the 2 minutes. Do the 2 minutes.
Yes. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause Babylon I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause Babylon I don't wanna live that life no more. Living in the ghetto and that life no easy. Every morning me have to find some money. Feed me pick a knees like look out to Kia and look out Terry. Make coming up on this thing, the police chase after me. Make coming up on this thing, me happy fight to be free. Stand up for them peace, but they gon' talk about me. But this I hear, man, don't speak about reality. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause Babylon I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause Babylon I don't wanna live that life no more. Me have the Jah to bless me. I know that only Yah can save me. I tell ya, Satan, let go me on. Me not want no more of your temptation. Stay out, me be sure, be disgrace. Me rather have Yah come take over your space. Me know that you're wicked and me know that you're wrong. So I'm back to hell and leave. This na la 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 la. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause Babylon I don't wanna live that life no more. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause I know what's in store. Me don't wanna hustle no more, cause Babylon I don't wanna live that life no more. Me wanna hustle no more, live life no easy. Every morning me have to find some money. Feed me take a knees like look out Tekia and look out Terry's. They come up on this thing, the police chase after me.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Praise God.
All praises. Dead airspace, dead airspace. Yeah, we're gonna have that baby like the Indians.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
God's word, Jack, I'll never let go. So hit the road, Jack, don't come back no more. Don't have my mind up and answer, that's for sure. I feel a little air movements at the window. Thought I was prepared, had my bars up everywhere. Looking way up to my moon, but sometimes I trip downstairs. His mercy endures forever, and that's the reason why. And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why.
Rock it.
Stay up here. Put it on. Return to Yah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It's good to see my family today. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise Him.
Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. Okay. Everybody give Yahweh a round of applause because you guys did really themselves. Thank you. Hallelujah. I'm going to have to look this up. I'm glad he did. Praise the mighty God. We're going to wake up some Jacob today. But first we got to get returned to the Almighty. It's under my playlist. Get her some water. He's my praise. That's right. Praise. Are you getting ready back there? Put it on Return to Yah. Praise Yah. That's it. Start it over, turn it up. Go ahead, turn it up some more. Yeah, I'm still out here in the pool. I'm still out here in the things that I told you that I wouldn't do. See now, I don't know why I disrespect you. You do for me that I didn't even ask you to. You said go right and I wanna go left. Now look at me, I'm right all night. I won't go back no more. Please out, I'll back up your see now. I never meant to hurt you like that. I just hope it's not too late to turn back. I know when you're forgetting me. I know when you hide your face from me. Oh yeah. Now I should take your soul in my soul. I'll be sorrow in my heart daily. How long will I be crying? Jesus, see. I'm crying all these tears. Yahweh, please hear and come and save me. Oh. How long shall my enemies be so lonely? How long shall my struggle and broken heart crazy? Cause Spirit, don't hear me out if you love and mercy. Yahweh, you are my strength and thou always mercy. I'm just gonna return to Yah. I'll return to Yah, Yah. I'm just gonna return to Yah. I'll return to Yah, Yah. I'm just gonna return to Yah. I'll return to Yah, Yah. Please, God, keep me empty out of order eyes. My lips are foreign, please don't turn your back to my Christ.
sweating on the note.
I mean, y'all want to hear it.
We do.
Y'all want to hear it. Y'all want to hear this now or y'all can hear it?
Keep it rolling.
All right, let's keep it rolling. You go put it out here.
It's almost that time for a taste of trouble, so we gotta keep our spirits humble and wake up. Wake up to good wisdom, for the time is coming. I take a look around, I see my people looking for a blessing down, you gotta wake up.
Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We've been beaten in reviews, our people being brainwashed, wake up your views. Oh, you gotta wake up.
Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We gotta put us here because we know it's time. Time to kill you, we for the end. When will we find our next time? Oh, when it's a normal, I take it for granted. The things that been appointed in our mind and heart, and now we should never be hard. The struggle forward, I keep our spirits humble and wake up.
Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We're going away, we have come to, it's so real life, we got work to do, we gotta wake up.
Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We lie down, I know we are these people, so we must unite and grow, we gotta wake up.
Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We have my king, my king and my judge, and I want by his side of love, so for y'all won't hurt, won't love, say for y'all won't hurt, no. He put us here to let us know we only serve him, so poverty and peace must go, go, go. For 400 years we lost his trust, he's coming back for us, so we gotta fight him now, we gotta fight him now. It's time for Jacob, so we gotta keep our spirits humble and wake up.
Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We gotta know that we know it's coming soon. We gotta do it.
We got work to do, we gotta wake up. Wake up to dead Jacob, for the time is coming.
We must wake our people up in God's name. Wake them up, 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 up. We must wake our people up in God's name. Wake them up, 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 up. We must wake our people up in God's name. Wake them up, 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 up. We must wake our people up in God's name. Wake them up, 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 up. We must wake our people up in God's name. Wake them up, 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 up. Oh yeah. We're going yacht meal. Yacht meal. I guess let's go. Look, it don't matter. Put it on yacht meal. So the next person coming up. All right, who next? Or again, I don't know. It's really up to y'all. All right, so next person coming up. Sorry, y'all. Praise God. God can heal your life. All right, so who coming up? All right.
Praise God.
Praise God. Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom, how we doing? I said, Shabbat shalom, how we doing? So I'm talking to myself. Hallelujah. I'm ready to hear. Yeah. You feel me? Sometimes we gotta let go and let go. Praise God. Sometimes we gotta let go and let God. Let go. Sometimes we gotta let go and let God. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Wait. Gotta let go and let God. Gotta let go and let Yahweh. Gotta let go and let God. Gotta let go and let Yahweh. Gotta let go and let God. Gotta let go and let Yahweh. How can I let go of Yah? Never let go of my Yahweh. Better let go and let Yahweh. Better let go of your father. If I didn't let go and let Yah, then I would have been caught body. I've been with a wick on cotton. Yahweh told me that he got me. So it's up to me to believe in Yahweh as my Savior, not Jesus. Let go and let Yahweh. And never forget Yahweh. Pay homage and respect Yahweh. Pay homage and respect Yahweh. Check yourself, tell me to check Yahweh. He's the pilot, giving me guidance, keeping me safe from the violence. So I'm not keeping my silence. I'm about to let the whole world know. This is what I'm going through my torso. If Yahweh know I ain't letting go. Even though sometimes I'm just hard. I know what flows deep inside my heart. When time get rough, when it get dark, I tell myself everything will be okay. When I let go and let Yahweh. Sometimes we gotta let go and let Yah. Sometimes we gotta let go and let Yahweh. Sometimes we gotta let go and let Yah. Let go. Let Yah. Wait. Gotta let go and let Yah. Wait. Gotta let go and let Yahweh. Gotta let go and let Yah. Wait. Gotta let go and let Yahweh. Gotta let go and let Yah. Gotta let go and let Yahweh. Listen, hey. All of the problems that's stressing you out, you better let go. All of the people that's pulling you down, you better let go. Don't let go, then you're gonna drown. Just like Pharaoh, I'm trying to build. Just like a Lego, they wanted to debate. Who got the prego? Y'all got the soul, so do what he say. So I love my brothers, but wait. Look at how Cain did Abel. You wanna unite, you wanna break bread. Wait, gotta bring something to the table. Gotta let go of anything negative. Even my friends and my relatives, once I became conscious of self, I let go of things that was bad for my health. You making shit with y'all like a father with a son. I cry and he come, wipe on my tears, my prayers he hear. I know that he hear. I'm feeling his presence. We all are facing Armageddon, but nothing to do but keep on stepping. I'm walking the hill with my head in the heaven. If I can't handle one plow of my Lego and lay out the songs. And I know it won't fail me. I'm on my ground trying to get wealthy. Let go of anything that is not healthy. Praying my enemies never prevail me. I put through the fire. Me shake a better go. Hold on, Yahweh, like Daniel. No, I ain't letting go. I'm following his manual. I'm waiting on Yah, cause he always on schedule. I'm letting go of anything touched. I'm trusting in God and believing his prophets. God, wait, forgive me, serenity. The focus on things I can fix with my energy. To show me how to let go of things outside of my soul that I cannot control. Because all that was always a hole. Till he returned and take back what we stole. Wait, gotta let go and let Yahweh. Gotta let go and let Yah. Wait, gotta let go and let Yahweh. Gotta let go and let Yah. Wait, gotta let go and let Yahweh. I cannot let go of Yah. Wait, never let go of my Yahweh. Sometimes we gotta let go and let Yahweh. Sometimes we gotta let go and let Yahweh. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
We're gonna do the next one. Elite. Praise God. You the wrong time. You see it?
These are really comfortable. Yeah.
Praise God.
Praise mighty Yah.
Yahweh.
I pray today, y'all,
We gotta turn up for Yahweh.
that the angels of Yah pray with us today. Hallelujah.
peace. We agree to disagree as long as Yahweh the only deity. Everybody wanna preach, but the truth is out of reach. Flattery, fantasy, got the whole world fighting with the sea. Why don't we fight over things that belong to the meat? From the greatest to the least, they will all bow down to y'all. I can wait till I truly shadow everyone that down to y'all. Yahweh gave us light, so we didn't know the times. Yahweh opened up the eyes of the freaking blind. I've been doing time in the land that isn't mine. I can't wait till we go home so I can truly shine. Yahweh salvation is certified, but he said them Israelites are mine. He wrote Israel on his hand. He said we Israel without end. This ain't end. We'll be better. Turn up. I put it in the lead. 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 It is a lie. I put it in the lead. 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 In the lead. I put it in the lead. In the lead. I put it in the lead. In the lead. I put it in the lead. Yeah. Praise God. 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 Who we praise? Praise God. Who we praise? Praise God. Who we praise? Yahweh. Praise God. Praise God. Hallelujah. That heaven and earth receives. Creator, the Abraham, the father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I mean? Listen. Hey, I put the lid in the leaf. I put the lid in the leaf. I put the lid in the leaf. I put the leaf. It is a light. I put it in the leaf. Yeah, I put the lid in the leaf. Yeah, I put the lid in the leaf. I put the leaf. It is a light. I put it in the leaf. In the leaf. It is a light. I put it in the leaf. In the leaf. It is a light. I put it in the leaf. In the leaf. It is a light. I put it in the leaf. In the leaf. It is a light. Praise God. Who we praise? Who we praise? Wait, he got a song too.
Hallelujah.
He got a song.
That's why you have song.
Where my lions of Judah at? Where my lions at? I mean, where my lions at? Praise God. Praise God. Who walking in the fear of Yah?
I am.
We turn it up, all the way up. Because we hey. Praise God.
Praise God.
Turn it all the way up. I'm praising Yahweh, that is my Elohim. I'm praising Yahweh, he is a mighty king. I'm praising Yahweh when he killed the ugly Philistine, walking in the fear of Yah. I'm praising my Elohim. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. Praise Yah, the word of Yah is heavenly. So I speak it heavenly, deeper than the seven seas. I pray Yahweh in my speak, the word of Yah is so deep, but never unto thee. So I take heed, Psalms 83. Then I can see my enemies, say Yahweh make them bleed, destroy all their seed. I'm so hot off of Yah, I don't need no weed. I can't wait till the day Yahweh pay the wicked for a deed. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. Walking in the field, yeah, I'm praising my Elohim. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. I'm praising my Elohim. I'm praising my Elohim. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. I'm praising my Elohim for everything. I'm praising Yahweh, that is my Elohim. I'm praising Yahweh, he is a mighty king. I'm praising David when he killed the ugly Philistine, walking in the fear of Yah. I'm praising my Elohim. I'm praising Yahweh, that is my Elohim. I'm praising Yahweh, he is a mighty king. I feel like David when he killed the ugly Philistine, walking in the fear of Yah. I'm praising my Elohim. Praise Yah, 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 praise Yah. That's it. Praise Yah. We do this for Memorial Alicia, man. Gotta carry on that torch to heat. that he held in his hand.
Hallelujah.
All my mighty lions, stand up.
Hallelujah. Who next? Is that it? Yeah. Okay.
Didn't sound like a lion.
I done broke the mic. Hey, pause that real quick.
Down up there.
Wayne got the new mic. I see you. That's new.
Let's hear you though. What you got to say, yo,
We
Wayne?
need that fire. We need to continue that energy. You see all the energy they had up here?
Yeah.
Praise God. Come on.
You can do it. You can do it.
Go, Wayne.
Your mama watching you. You can do it.
Speaking of mic.
Say, hey, mommy.
Praise God. Praise God.
That's it, Lil Wayne.
Everyone say praise God. Come on, Wayne.
Hallelujah. Yay.
Hey, Lord.
How your day been, Lil Wayne? I can't hear you talking to Mike.
Ready? Let's get it. Hey. It's a mission telling my people we don't have long. Try not to walk it wrong. Tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey, because I'm all about my Yahweh Elohim. I stand alone and I'm starting to wake up. Hey, because I stress all the things I can't control. Hey. Is he right by my side? That's something I don't hope. That's something that I know. So I had to write this. They say young Israel go. When it's not in our control, I see my people lose their hope. Ain't composing my composure so bold. Yahweh's southern and will reload. Yeah, that's right. I feel it in my soul. Man, this flow gon' make me run. No, this flow don't sound too fun. All that Christian, I'm so safe it make my ears go numb. Hey, I just need a break. I just need to break it down. Cause they try to break us down and bend these laws. But my people built to stay strong. Hey. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Walking in the spirit of God. Hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God. Hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God. Hey, with my people, with my people. It's an ongoing mission telling my people we don't have long. Try not to walk it wrong. Tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey, because I'm all about my Yahweh Elohim. Even when I stand alone, my God was big and they delighted. Me guidance from the highest. Put pressure on my people like the answer is to riot. If you ask them who's the pilot, everybody's indecisive. Yeah, shout out to my people. Keep these words and these laws through thick and thin. We stay strong. Hey, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God, hey, with my people, yeah. Walking in the spirit of God, yeah. With my people, with my people, with my people, with my kids. It's the ongoing mission telling my people we don't have long. Try not to walk it wrong. Tell my brothers to stay strong. Hey, because I'm all about my Yahweh Elohim. Even when I stand alone, we just have to stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. Yeah, we just have to stay strong, stay strong. We just have to stay strong, stay strong. Walking in the spirit of God. stay strong. Praise God. Hey, hands up, hey. If you know the Most High, hands up, hey. Hands up, hey. Hands up, hey. If you love the Most High, hey. I'm going close to the King of Souls. Living like them, you'll never know. Living like Joseph, you on your toes. Trying not to complain through the highs and lows. Because I got 10 fingers and I got 10 toes. And I'm still doing so, man. I got 10 goals strong in the lungs to do me a man. Study his word, be a part of his plan, yeah. I can see the rainbow from where I stand. Remember the promise he made to the land. Don't flood the world again. Pretty day, pretty night, so man. Hey, I know he cannot be made. Don't got it, don't think from his other days. Don't be out doing actions. Hey, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. No, don't be out doing your pleasures. We gotta make it through this weather. We have to make it through this weather. Yeah. So why should I ever be worried? My blessings are arriving here shortly. After I give y'all glory. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. All glory goes to the Elohim, I rock myself. I rock myself, the power I need just come from Phil. Just come from Phil, cause cover these beats. Me, I have to obey you, see. Yeah, his words will never go void. Fuck up, we have to deploy. Call on his name and feel the joy. Like he was sleeping a toy. Yeah, I see my father destroyed. I see my father build up. Yeah, I learned that water's enough. I learned that man is enough. Hey. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. Flow with the words. Flow with the words. Walk with the words. Roll with the words. Flow. 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 Give it praise to his name. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. Flow with the word. Flow with the word. Flow. Hey, walk with the word. Yeah. Roll with the word. Flow with the word. Flow. Give it praises to his name. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. Our Elohim. All glory goes to the Father Yahweh. He is our Elohim. Flow with the word. Flow with the word. Flow. Yeah, walk with the word. Roll with the word. Flow with the word. It should be playing. Hands up, hey. I want you to guide my way. Hey. Lead myself. Hey. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Hey. Relieve myself. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want to believe in God. Hey. I choose to believe in God. Get jiggy with it. Hey. Believe in the word of God. Hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. I'm on my way about my day. I need your guidance. All the praises, sing your name. I feel the spirit get excited. Though it's silent, I can walk alone. The shield is needed. I've been slipping, trying to make it home. I'm staying strong, but like to feel where I belong. But my ways to be wrong. Believe and fear your name. And walk right the path to Job. Hope you got in the right direction. Instead of losing they cool over this Wi-Fi connection, I'm saying please learn that lesson in disguise, yeah. And understand why the haters in their eyes, yeah. And understand that we all meant to fly. To soar like an eagle, keep your head to the sky. Hey, God, my way. Lead myself. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Relieve myself. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want to believe in God. I choose to believe in God. Believe in the word of God. Hey, hey, hey. Believe in the word of God. Hey, hey, hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Guide my way. Lead my steps. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want you to guide my way. Lead my steps. Relieve my stress. And put me to the test. I want to believe in God. I choose to believe in God. Believe in the word of God. Hey, hey, hey. Believe in the word of God. Hey, hey, hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Yeah, yeah. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Hey, hey, hey. Believe in the word of Yahweh. Praise God. Thank you, Lord. Praise God. Give a hand for the Almighty. We do this for Him. We don't do this for glorification. We do it for the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Everybody else good? Got any more performers? If not, I have a scripture that I want to just go through real quick. Earlier, we were supposed to talk about Jacob and waking up Jacob and who is dead Jacob. And I had a conversation with a sister on lunch break on who was actually, when we talk about waking up Jacob, who are we talking about? And when we talk about dead Jacob, who exactly is dead Jacob? So I just have a couple scriptures that I want to run past y'all before we break. Let's first go to the book of Isaiah, the 45th chapter. Let's examine a couple things here. Isaiah, the 45th chapter. And King, if you can come and get a wireless mic and read for me real quick. We're not going to keep you out too much longer, but we do have a couple more things that we want to just have a discussion on as we talk about waking up Jacob. When that brother got to dancing around and broke the mic, it reminded me of King David. When the Ark of the Covenant came and King David got to dancing and jumping around and the Spirit of God just overwhelmed. And that's what happens, right? So praise the mighty God. You know, things happen like that, and pretty soon everybody gonna have the Spirit of the Most High. So start taking notes. All right? Hallelujah. All right, y'all. So let's go to the book of Isaiah, the 45th chapter real quick. And we're going to start in the 4th verse. Hold on, before we start. Yeah, we're going to start at the 4th verse.
For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me.
He said, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Now, who is he talking to right here?
Israel.
He's talking to Cyrus.
Cyrus, yeah.
King of Persia. That's who he's talking to. But it's still relevant to us because the Almighty surnamed us, though he didn't know us. Look in the first verse. Isaiah 45:1, it says, thus saith Yah to who?
His anointed.
To his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue the nations before him. I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the two lead gates. and the gate shall not be shut. I'm going to go before thee. Who is he talking to? He's talking to Cyrus, because Cyrus played a major role in dealing with our people.
In Babylon.
Then he said in the 4th verse, let me go back there, for Jacob, my servant's sake. So sometimes the Almighty refers to us as Jacob. And then he also said, and Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. Then he's talking about Jacob and Israel back then. He knew Jacob and Israel were all the same. Jacob and Israel is the same. And it says, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast known me. 5th verse.
I am Yahweh, and there is none.
I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I'm the only one. I know that you got deities that you have created. I know you got deities such as JC that y'all have made pictures of. Y'all have made y'all crosses. You got all these other pagan idols of the other nations, but I'm the one that created the heavens and earth. He says, I am Yah, and there is none else. There is no Elohim beside me. Now, when he said no Elohim, there's no Elohim beside me, why would he say, thou shalt have no other gods before me then? Because people have made gods to themselves. But the Almighty is specifying that even though people have made false deities to themselves, they are no gods. They're just pictures and they're articles that people have built and made to worship. But they're not really gods. And that's why he says, there is no Elohim beside me. And I just want to help make that clear. Is that clear? I wanted to make that clear because sometimes when we read stuff, sometimes we have to have the right level of comprehension behind things, because sometimes it might seem like a conflict. If y'all say, well, he said there is no other God, don't have no other gods before me, but then right here he says there is no God beside me. So he's making it plain and clear that even though people have exalted these false gods to themselves, they're not really gods. They are no powers. They cannot help you. There is no power beside me. He says, I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yah, and there is none else.
That's right.
I have formed the light, and I create darkness. What else do he say?
I make peace.
I make peace.
And
I create evil. In other words, the Almighty says, even though there's evil done in the city, have there been evil in the city, and I, Yahweh, have not authorized it. And that's why Satan had to go, when the sons of Elohim went to appear before Yah, Satan had to get express permission before he could start doing anything with Job. And then the Almighty gave him a little room to do something, and then a little more, and a little more, but he always had to get that authority from the mighty Yah. Let's back up a chapter now. Let's back up and let's go to hold on, let me see where I want to go. Let's go to 44 and 1. And this is a prophecy that is talking about us nowadays. And that one thing that we've explained to people is that anytime we read about prophecy, prophecy comes in the form of that prophet speaking about either that time frame that they're in that's about to happen, or they're talking about a future event that has not happened, or they're characterizing both sets of events. In this particular scripture that we're about to read now, he's specifically talking about the future in our time. Because this is the only time frame that we have lived under to where we had a double dose of destruction. And that one dose of destruction is when we were removed out of our land. And then the second dose of destruction is when the knowledge of who we were as a people was removed from us. And this is why nowadays we, as the black man in America, we don't know where we come from. We don't know as a people. We know because the Almighty have awakened us. And this is why when we talk about who dead Jacob is, and I don't know if there's a scripture even that's even talk about dead Jacob, is it? That specifically said that's something that we came up with, what we call them dead Jacob, because they don't know who they are. And when we talk about waking up Jacob, this is what this is characterized right here, what we're reading about, Isaiah 44 and 1. Start there.
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen.
And Israel, whom I have chosen.
Thus saith Yah that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee.
And I know sometimes it seems like all the chips are stacked against us, We have everything against us. We living in the poorest conditions as a people, but the Almighty promised salvation to our people. He promised salvation to those that obey him. And that's why he says, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the sons, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me. And this is why a lot of our people are going to fall by the sword. But he says, showing mercy upon thousands of them that what? Love me and keep my commandments. And this is our only salvation, is to love Yah and to keep his commandments. Second verse says, thus saith Yah that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will what?
Help thee.
Which will help thee. The Almighty guarantee, if you stick in there with me, I will help thee out of the condition you're in. Go ahead.
Fear not, O Jacob.
He says, fear not, O Jacob, my servant. Because as Jacob's troubles come along, there's going to be a great deal of destruction that's going to be done to our people. And this is why when we in here in the institution of higher learning and excellence, we try to warn people, we try to commune every week and to let everybody know this is what's going on out there now. That's what's going on out there. We're going to have to be careful that we are keeping Yah's laws and that we're staying out of the way of danger. When we go to hospitals, when we go to any place, when we go to eat our food, we as the servants of Yah know that we have to pay specifically careful attention to what we're eating, reading labels, communing and talking to our physicians that we're dealing with. Don't just let them do anything till you know and understand what treatments they give you. And we don't want to convince people and say, don't go to the doctor. The Almighty has equipped this man with a great deal of knowledge. You just have to make sure that you are educated as well and that you don't fall prey to some type of experiment. What's that in there you want to inject in me? And then you need to go check it out and read it and do your research beforehand. So this is the knowledge that we try to hand on to our people, but a lot of people just go put their lives in the hand of doctors. And they're going to get some of the same destruction that some of our people have already gotten, like the Tuskegee experiment that we talked about last week. So we just have to be careful, and the Almighty equipped us with the right amount of knowledge of how to move when we are in this society. Keep going, and that's why he says he will help thee. Keep going. Third verse.
For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty.
He said, I'm going to pour water upon him that is thirsty. So there are people out there that's thirsty for this knowledge. There are people that's out there that love the Most High, that love God or a God, or they know that they have something in them to where they have a great deal of spirituality. And this is where we as a people have to come and show them that, the only true and living God is Yah, and you are his people. We have to let our people know that there is some hope. The scripture says, there's one scripture that says the harvest has come, and what? The harvest has come and the summer is ended, and yet our people are not saved. Y'all remember that? And yet our people are not saved. So there's been year after year that we have had harvests. We had a black president that who our people thought was going to be our savior or some form of person that was going to help us out. But instead, he did just as much destruction to our people as the other presidents did. Because he comes from the same council. They eat at the same brunches. They run in the same circles.
That's right.
The Almighty said, the scriptures in the third verse said, I will pour water upon him that is thirsty and floods upon the dry ground. So this is talking about how the Almighty is going to start waking up our people. Because right now our people sleep. If you ask them, we are the only people, as Maria Alicia used to say, that have been taken out of our land by the act of captivity and have never returned. Instead, we have what? Assimilated. We have integrated and we have evaporated right into the midst of this society. We don't have our own king. We don't have our own flag. We don't have our own government. We don't have our own land that we govern. And the Almighty says that will one day be restored. And he says that one day he's going to wake our people up to these facts. He's going to wake our people up to the fact that, yeah, you're right, we don't have our own government. And even though I've been voting, the summer is over, the harvest has ended, and the summer is over, and we still ain't saved. We still getting discriminated against. in a lot of our workplaces. We still are segregated by people. We still look down upon as a people. And the Almighty said that he's going to wake our people up to these things. Because as Jacob's troubles start to begin and he gets the ball rolling, he's going to wake our people up to the fact that we are still hated. He says, they that hate thee shall what? Reign over thee. And a prime example of that is what we brought out last week about those college students that shot up the Emmett Till Memorial. How many of y'all familiar with that? We talked about that last week where there were 3 college students that were in a fraternity and they posed and took a picture by the Emmett Till Memorial. Did you know who Emmett Till was? Everybody in here know who Emmett Till was? By the Emmett Till Memorial, and they posted it on Instagram. And the college that they went to, which is the University of Mississippi, didn't suspend them. Didn't do anything. They said, well, we know that it's bad, but they didn't break any of the school laws. The code of conduct. But the thing is that they can do these things to our people, but let us do something like that, and they're going to put us under the jail. And they letting us know, like, hey, and you're going to see a lot more of these things. But it's up for us not to get angry about it. See, a lot of our people are going to start getting angry about these things. A lot of our people are going to start to be rioting about these things. But we as Israel are going to understand why they're happening. And we're going to have that level of knowledge so we say, well, this is what y'all said. Y'all said it was going to happen. And we're going to be able to control our spirit when a lot of our other brothers and sisters are going to start rioting in the streets. And as a result of some of this rioting, many of them are going to get shot down. And as a result of them getting shot down, what's going to happen to the police? They're going to be acquitted. So we're going to see more and more of these acts happen. Just stay tuned to the news. And that's why it says in the 3rd verse, as these things start to happen, people are going to start seeing these things. And they're going to, and like the Almighty said, like Isaiah says in the prophecy, Yah says, I will pour water upon him that is thirsty and floods upon the dry ground. I'm going to start to pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessings upon thy offspring. 4th verse.
And they shall spring up as among the grass.
So they're going to start springing up as among the grass. As willows by the water courses. And right now, people springing up everywhere. There was a brother down the street today. He called himself Ramses. He was out in the corner. He had a red, gold and red, green, and black flag. And he was out there playing F the Police on the corner, right down in the corner. And see, our people are starting to stand up. They're starting to spring up. But some of them, they're springing up in the wrong causes. And some of them are springing up in the causes of destruction, but some of them are getting interested. They're diverting from the normal path of thinking that our people have. And they know that there's something else. So many of these things that they're going to hold on to temporarily until God starts to pour his spirit upon them. And that's what it says right here. They shall spring up
as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. One shall say
what?
I am Yahweh.
I am Yahweh's.
And another shall call himself by the name.
Shall call himself and say, you know what, I'm from the seed of Jacob. I know that I'm from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I know that I am a descendant of the characters that are in the Bible. Not the characters, but the people. I know that the Bible and the Old Testament of the Scriptures is my history book. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were my forefathers. They're going to spring up as among the grass, as willows among the water courses. And one's going to say, I belong to Yah. I know that now. I'm not a Gentile. I'm Yahweh's. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yah and surname himself by the name of Israel. So then you're going to have another group of people that are going to say, you know, I'm going to change my name to Israel. And that's why a lot of people have changed their name to Israel. But for those that have, we want you all to know that if somebody raised their hand and say, I am Yahweh, that they still fulfilling that prophecy. One doesn't necessarily have to have their name changed to Israel to fulfill the prophecy that Yahweh gave us. So I just want you all to keep that in mind. Because some people say, well, I'm Israel and you ain't. You still John Hancock. Well, so what? He said right here, one shall say, I am Yahweh's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yah and surname himself by the name of Israel. So there's 3 different conditions that are going to happen. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to reach out to all of these different people. We're going to have the ability to, I was talking to the brother right there, and he said, there are all kinds of people that need to be sought out and reached out to. So we're going to have the tolerance. We have to stop carrying the mentality of why they use the word Lord and why they use the word God. I know some people feel like that, but in order to help people out, that's the only word that they know. That's the only description of Yah that they know. And the thing about it is, if it was that big of an abomination, I don't think Yah would have allowed himself to be characterized by those attributes. That's my opinion.
He said, I'm the true and living God.
He said, I am the true and living God. I'm the true and living Elohim. We know it by a different word, but it's still the Almighty. So we're going to have a little more tolerance and mercy, like we want people to have mercy on us, right? Right? So we're going to have mercy on our other brothers and sisters that are not awake, and don't down them. Have mercy as we deal with them and as we try to teach them who Yah is. And stop being holier than thou. Y'all don't even know the name of Yah. And you don't even know this. We have to use a different approach. Because many of us who even do know the name of Yah, we still ain't acting right. And I done seen many of them who are in Christianity and they so sincere. And they doing all they can to serve their God. It's just the wrong God. So we have to try our best to, be, as we deal with people, and be a little more spiritually mature. Be a little more spiritually mature. Don't make it a battle. Don't make it a fight, but make it a session to where you are bringing forth knowledge and helping to educate people. That's how we are supposed to be. Because I think that anybody that's trying to serve a God or serve the Most High, they're in it because they have some form of spirituality within inside. And many of them are just sincerely misled. 44:6. Go ahead and read the 6th verse.
Thus saith Yah, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts.
We have to let them know, this is why we call ourselves Israel, because Yah says one of his names is what? The King of Israel. That's what he characterizes himself as. And to let them know you are Israel. But what about the other people? But what about you? You Israel. Ain't nobody thought about you. Start thinking about yourself. And start understanding that these curses that Yah, everything that's characterized in his history book is talking about you and your people. And other nations of people have an opportunity as well to be blessed. But we have to be the ones that teach them. They might teach us how to be rocket scientists and doctors and engineers, but we the ones that are commissioned to teach the world the ways of Yahweh. So that starts with us demonstrating first. Demonstrate through our works how we deal with people, how we talk to people, the right amount of compassion that we have. And I listen to everything people say to me. And I remember this sister, we was talking a few months ago, and they was like, you could get more what? Honey with, more flies with honey than vinegar. And sometimes these things you might not realize it at first, but then you just, as you reconsider things that people say and the Almighty take you through experiences, you learn to understand these things. And I don't think any of us are beyond learning, whether you teaching up here or teaching anywhere. And that's where we have to be humble at, because if you're not humble, you don't have no room to grow. There's no room for expansion. Yes, sir.
I just have a question. One day, our service of Elohim and our commitment to Elohim, will that ever reach the world in our generation?
If we try hard enough, yes, it will. And if we do what we're supposed to do, yes, it will. I believe. Because right now we got people out there that are, I've seen Gentiles out there that's saying, and maybe we get some videos in here that saying that they know that we are the people of Yah. And I think that it starts with us. It don't start with them. It starts with us doing what we're supposed to do. And when we do what we're supposed to do, see, that's why when we have problems, don't focus on the person that's giving you the problem. Focus on Yahweh. And when you focus on Yah, you say, Yah, remove that out of my way. Please remove this problem, this issue out of my life. Remove this burden out of my life. See, I always said, I'm the one that's going to fight your battles. And even though he's going to give us strength to fight too, but right now, we are not in that position. Because if you fight nowadays physically, you're going to be where? Right now in the justice. So right now, you got to use this up here. You got to use your mentality. Fight with your mind. And that's why I love that we gather ourselves together, because I get knowledge from everybody in here when we talking about things. Let's keep going. 45 and 6 verses. Thus saith Yah, the King of Israel, and his what? And his Redeemer.
Yahweh of hosts.
Yahweh of hosts.
I am the first and I am the last.
I'm the first and I'm the last. And this is what we have to help people to understand. And there is, beside me, there is no God. There is no Elohim. And I'm gonna tell y'all what, when it comes to typhoons and hurricanes and destruction, people know that that's like God. They know that that ain't JC. They really have a really distinct thing that they know in their mind when they on the airplane, like somebody was saying earlier, right? When you're on the airplane, like you be like, God. When you feel what I'm saying, you know who the real one is. When it's thundering and lightning outside, they don't be thinking about JC. They be thinking about the man upstairs, the real man. And this is just an innate thing, that connection that Yah has with his people and with people. So people know who the real God is. And that's why even when we listen to a lot of the stories, when we read a lot of the stories, there be acknowledgement and say, yeah, we know that we got our God, and we know y'all serve the real God. That's all throughout the book. Yah says, I'm the first, I'm the last. Beside me there is no Elohim. 7th verse.
And who as I shall call and shall declare it, and set it in order.
And who as I shall call and declare it. See, all we have to do is start letting prophecy speak to history. Let the prophecy and match up the prophecy and the current events. Match up the prophecy and the history. And that's what's going to speak for itself. Who else as I shall call and declare it? And Yah says, and set it in order for me. This is how we can set things in order. This is how I was awakened to the word of Yah. Going through the book of Deuteronomy 28. And not only going through the book of Deuteronomy 28, but matching that up with the history of our people and what our people went through in the days of slavery. So we have to start connecting these dots with our people. We have to start being more open to inviting our brothers and sisters and our family members. And that's what we're about to start doing. As a matter of fact, in the next few weeks, we got some family that'll be coming through, and we want everybody to be on your best behavior. And when I say your best behavior, be conscious that we have people who really don't understand like we understand. So don't be offensive. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be offensive and saying, you know, things that we say sometimes when we, by ourselves. So we have to be a little more compassionate when it comes to waking our people up. It says, who shall call and declare and set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people and the things that are coming and shall come. So when we talk about shall come, those are the things that are going to come in the future. And that's why we just tell people, this is what's going to happen. You just wait and see. Just wait and see and watch for it. And then when these things start to happen, they're going to remember. And they're going to say, you know what? They told us that. They said that. They said one day that the economy is going to crash again. They said that we were going to enter into times that are worse than the Great Depression once again. There shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even until that same time. History repeats itself. Let them show it. Then it says, but he's telling you this in the 8th verse. This is what he's telling us.
Fear ye not.
Fear you not.
Neither be afraid.
Neither be afraid, because we're going to see things around us that's going to make us afraid.
That's right.
We're going to see things in the news that's going to make us afraid. We're going to see things in our neighborhoods that are going to make that could make us afraid. For an example, look what happened to the sister Tracy Hunter a couple weeks ago. When we look at a black sister and they said, well, she was drugged out of the courtroom. See, a person looking at that with just a regular set of eyes, they are going to see it differently than we as Israel are going to see it. Because we have a better understanding. We understand and we were able to analyze what was going on. And then we got our people calling into the radios, well, that wasn't fair, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. The Almighty said Israel wasn't going to be doing all that. Some of these people out here calling in the WCIN arguing with Lincoln Ware for what? Making a fool out of all of us. Well, not making a fool out of me. I'm just saying, you feel making us all look bad. Making us all look stupid because you don't know what to say. And because you're not understanding what Yah is doing. And that this is how people are going to move in our community. It says, ye are my witnesses, fear ye not, 8th verse, neither be afraid, have not I told you from that time, and have not I declared it that ye are even my witnesses. And is there a power beside me? Is there any that can deliver out of my hand? Is there anything that I can't do? Is there anything that's too hard for Yah? Nothing. He controls it all. People talking about I'm poor. How you going to be poor and your daddy own the whole earth? You just haven't got your inheritance yet. And it's not going to come from somebody giving us pennies of a handout. It's going to come from Yah overturning and restoring our people back. When that's going to happen, it's going to happen. But it's going to be a process. And the best thing that we can do right now is to continue to obey Yah. To understand who we are as a people. That you are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are the descendant of King Solomon and King David. And those are our people. And that our only salvation is for us to fear Yah and keep his commandments. I think that's about it. Any more comments anybody want to make? Let's make a few comments, and then and as we get these brothers the mic, this is why we want to start waking up our people. This is why we had to hold hands in the circle, because we as Israel too busy hating one another, and we have not learned to love one another. We have not learned to respect and deal with one another in the manner that we should. It's always about some self-hatred and growl, when we see one another, and what you call that mean mug. But we are supposed to be a people that love one another. We are supposed to be a people that we're not supposed to be trained to hate one another, to be ready to brawl and scrap with one another when we see each other and hate on one another. We have to learn to work together as a people. Hallelujah. Let's go ahead and get some comments. And I thank you all for your undivided attention. Praise God.
Praise God. I think it's like, humbling when you know what you know what I mean? And then you see people react. And then when the people who is, reacting to the moment, they look at you and you're not reacting the same way that they're reacting. They kind of look at you weird, you know what I mean? And that's just a lot of the feelings that I feel when things like that happen. And like you said, I mean, people just don't know, you know what I mean? And you can't really fault them for having human emotions, especially when it's our people, you know what I mean? So.
And that's true. And the thing is, as we have these conversations with them, that's what we're supposed to be spending our time, like having these conversations with them.
Yep.
And kind of helping them to understand.
Yeah, that's all I had. I just wanted to say that. Praise
God. And that's why we're supposed to cherish one another. Because we all that we have. We the only ones that think like we are. We're obeying Yah.
Praise God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
Praise y'all. One thing about waking up our people, it's very fun to go out there on Sunday or any day and just talk to Almighty's Word, maybe just on a microphone or things of that nature. Once you get it started, I'm trying to tell you, I've done it with a couple of different brothers a couple times. You don't want to stop. Our brothers, they gotta go to work. They leave, turn around, come back. I'm late anyway. Let me keep on talking. I'm trying to. So, and another thing is like, I don't know what's the fear going out there, because you gotta engage them if you want to talk. You gotta go engage them. I mean, people put it on YouTube and things of that nature, and that works somewhat. But people out here want you to engage them, and it's like, what are you scared of? I mean, we got the Almighty's Word, and I mean, I'll be there with you. So if you have a Nubian come out there, especially a Christian or Muslim, I don't care what more science temple they come up with, a feds, I got you. So you don't have to worry about it. If they come up and you don't know what they talking about, and you want somebody to come up with, I got you. So I got nothing to be afraid of. I'll be there. So, I'm just saying, like the sister said, we need to go, like the elder said, we probably need to go engage these people, and I'm 100% for it.
So another thing I want to add is that we have to be very strategic and we have to be very efficient as well. Not be out talking to somebody for 10 hours. We want to have a conversation with somebody. We want to be able to give them the right information and allow them to read the information that we give them in a simplified form. And then move on. And if that's the bait that we use. And if it's meant for them to learn and understand, then they will read it. The Spirit of the Almighty will capture them, and we'll move forward. Go ahead and pass the mic, because because we want to be quick with this too. We only have a few more minutes, and we got other people that want to comment. So go ahead.
Real quick on what you just said. That basically, we want to do the trial and error thing. We don't want to if you contemplating and trying to put something together too long, we're gonna never get it done. We're gonna never do it. But I also want to say, Malachi 4, it talks about bringing the fathers back to the children, least you smite the earth with a curse. That's like the last thing in the book of Malachi. That was important to me. I learned something this week because I'm going through some things with custody and things, and people trying to get me away from my son and things of that nature legally and things of that nature. So I'm finding out that the reason that the court system hates men, hates fathers, and wants to separate fathers. You go into family court. They know they hate fathers. They don't want fathers in their life legally. That's always giving custody to the mother. Why? Because child support is what pays most of their check. What goes into what's called a public treasury. I've done some research on it. I've done research on child support things of that nature. Basically, that money goes to the public treasury, which is with the judges and magistrates, which pays their check, is child support. That's why when you go up in their court, they're dogging you because that's what pays their check, is to make sure that you are separated from your child and paying them. So, that's just one thing.
So let me make a comment on that, because when we give information, it's got to be factual.
Go factual. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the documentation.
Okay, so let me explain something. No, because I hear what you're saying, and it sounds very good.
This is me, Nathan Israel, not nobody else. This is me saying.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you about that is I've been in a situation where I paid child support, and I understand the system very well too. And child support can be paid by the father or the mother. So let me finish, brother. It's not necessarily always targeted against the father always, but what it is that you have to go down there, you have to be able to properly represent yourself, number one. And generally, like you said, the custody does generally go to the mother, because generally the mother is the one that carries the baby. That's one of the reasons why the mothers most likely have the predominantly win custody of the child. And that's something that people don't think about. The mothers generally carry the baby, the mothers generally nurture the baby. But when the child is born, the mother and father both have equal ability if you know how to represent yourself. And we'll take this offline, because I've been through it, brother. I got children that are grown, and I've been through the child support system, and I've got some stories I can tell you, and I got some things I can educate you on, even as far as custody. I've been through custody battles. I've got friends who went through custody battles. So that's a whole other topic. We can talk about it though, because I do want to be there to try to help you. But yeah. And also there is an administrative fee, and so another thing is, like the elder said, that money is not, though that the child support does not go to pay their salaries. There's an administrative fee a small administrative fee that I think is added to it, but it's not. And she knows this and I know it. I've paid child support a whole lot of money before.
Well, I'm
so,
gonna bring documentation for you next Sabbath. I'm gonna definitely bring documentation to prove what I'm saying.
Okay.
It does it's part of their treasury. It's a government program.
Okay, maybe they changed it. I'd like to see that.
It's a for-profit and it's not a law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be all right. We'll be okay. We'll get it together. We'll just study it together and we'll try to make sense and we'll try to do the best that we can to help you out. Okay? Because I know that it's a very frustrating process, you know. And I know it is. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
He right here.
Yes, sir.
Praise y'all.
And let me just say this before everybody start to head out the door. Last week, let's try to end class together because last week I was the last one out of here and had to close down. It was a whole bunch of stuff and I want to make sure that we have at least a reasonable amount of people to leave out and just don't leave me in here last. If that make any sense, okay? So let's try to... Because we got a lot of stuff to shut down. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Praise y'all. Just on my mind heavy, man, I just want to say this is a beautiful class. You know, beautiful Sabbath. You know, Yahweh's Spirit is moving. I just want us to know that some of us, we're in a state of mind right now where we keeping the laws and commandments, but we still got that it's hard for us to trust in Yah. You know, right now he's preparing our hearts though. You know, he's preparing our hearts. I mean, he putting his works and his wonders before your eyes. You know what I'm saying? He's showing you, he's preparing you like we growing. That's the stage right now, we growing. You might feel yourself growing. You might feel yourself spiritually growing. Whether it's for the worse or for the better, you know what I mean? But yeah, we move up most definitely Yahweh's Spirit is moving and you know, it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to be the light that we truly is and let that light shine. You know, that light gotta shine now. That light dim. Right. So it's time for that light to shine for us to be an example to the world. Like you said, we got these petty differences. It's petty. You know, it's all petty. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you go in Ezekiel 37, and Yahweh showed me that, you know, it's gonna be differences. But, you know, it's about to be a time when he send a servant and he gonna straighten everything out. We ain't gonna be no more two nations. Mm-hmm. And the ones that, you know, that's truly love Yah, trust me, they're gonna be on that boat. Mm-hmm. So, truthfully, let the truth be told, and let Yahweh angels and let Yahweh be a witness to that. He truly will make things right. And that's why it's called the sure mercy to David. The sure mercy to David. Because that's for sure the Most High. He could be done with us for being wrong and certain things we doing could be playing with fire. But Yahweh understand. You know, he have mercy upon us. So the sure mercy to David, his servant, it's going to straighten things out. And you know, now all we got to do is focus on gathering the one, like you say, stop spinning our wheels and things that right now we can get back to that. Like, I mean, you know, Yahweh going to straighten it out. But we need to get out there to dead Jacob. We need to get out there because we got people with no hope. And the only hope they got is the word of Yah. Mm-hmm. That's the only hope for our people is the word of Yah. You know what I'm saying? And we lacking that. You know what I'm saying? You know. So we got to gather our troops up. We got to gather our people together. Oh, nation of desire. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, ma'am.
Shalom, everybody. Once again, giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, hallelujah. Just something I want to say quickly as it relates to waking up Jacob. A couple of days ago, I was in a minor hiccup with some folks, and you know they was coming in crazy, yelling, shouting, screaming, all this crazy stuff. However, I didn't return that same type of behavior to them. I was able to show them mercy. I was able to understand where they were and take it for that, you know, and I praise Yahweh for it because one way that we can wake our people up is just doing by our walk. You know, like the brother man was saying earlier, leading by example. You know, because some people, they expect for you to, if they treat you or say certain things to you, they expect for you to reciprocate that type of behavior to them. That's just what they expect. And if you can show them something different, something they hadn't seen before, you know, sometimes they'll say, well, why did she react like that? Why didn't she do X, Y, and Z? Instead, she was calm. She showed mercy. She did A, B, and C. And I didn't expect for her to do that. And then sometimes, okay, well, why did you do that? You know, that'll be
a little way of opening up, letting them know, okay, I used to be like this, but now I know better. Therefore, it's up to me to do better. So hallelujah.
Praise God. I just want to comment on just waking our people up and really being a light into the whole world. It's because that's what the Most High said. He said it's a light thing to wake up Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really, you know, we got a relation. You know what I'm saying? Like we can relate to each other. It's a light thing, so it's not hard at what we making it. It's just really like going out there, and then really the most I think I stress on is not being a hypocrite. You can't try to go out and wake people's souls up, but you ain't even really taking it serious as yourself. You know what I'm saying? So what's to be the point of us going out there and waking up souls and we ain't even living it right ourselves? You know what I'm saying? So the big thing we gotta work on is ourselves. And in that working with yourself, they don't see it. Like, hey, what you do this, you do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to get myself together, you know, blah, 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 this and that. And then that's gonna inspire them. You know what I'm saying? So your biggest inspiration to the world is gonna be how you doing with yourself and walking with Yah. Because we can get out there and speak it, do what the past is doing to be blue in the face. But if they don't see it within us and we taking it serious, then they not gonna take it serious. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, they gonna just come and see it like, oh, I'll give you a testimony. My mother did that. She came here a long time ago and we was trying to wake her up, this and that. This one day, this Yahweh brought her in here. But when she came in here, there was some wickedness going on. Tail bearing, people talking, and guess what she did? She went right back out the door. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if we gonna bring people in here, we gotta be together. And we gotta have our stuff together. Because there ain't no point in bringing them in here so they can walk right back out.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just all I gotta say. Hallelujah.
And you know what? I'll kind of comment on what the brother's saying. Keisha, I got a comment up. That'll be our last comment, and then we'll go ahead and adjourn class. But the brother's absolutely right, and that's why when we come in here, like we said, when we have new people that come in, we have to show that we can get along with one another, and not people grouping off and you know what I mean, and have a little side conversation and see he did this and da 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 da. That kind of wickedness got to go, because if people see that we don't get along with one another, they're gonna be like, what are they talking about? You know, they preaching one thing, but I heard somebody back over there saying something totally different about how they can't stand in person, how this, you know, all that kind of stuff. We just really, really gotta and that's why I think if we should start focusing on and I know what it's gonna take, but I'm not gonna talk about it now, but I know what it's gonna take for us to be able to move forward. And you are very right about what you're saying about we have to demonstrate our works, but it's another piece to it, which I ain't gonna talk about it right now. I'm not gonna talk about it right now because we're gonna do it. And when we do it, we're not gonna talk about it, we're gonna be about it. You know what I'm saying? But there's another piece to it that is gonna that people need to see. Yes, ma'am. Before we adjourn.
Shabbat shalom again. So the brother is right. So it's like a question and comment, because it's kind of like, when are we ever going to be able to bring people up in here kind of thing? Because we jacked up, right?
But don't you think we got better though?
I do feel like we got better.
Right.
So I feel like there has to be I just feel like the new people that's coming here done seen and heard a lot of stuff. And we all know as adults, when we come up in here, that we are accountable for our actions and what we do, whatever that looks like. Whether you're wearing your fringes, whether you're talking about whatever type of thing. Like, we have so much to get right. If we wait until we get it right all the way, we ain't gonna ever put nobody in here.
Sure.
So we need to figure out, not to say we still should pull people in here, but I feel like for the people that I talk to, I feel like I try to explain to them and have them understand that this is a journey for all of us. And some of us know Yahweh a lot more than others. And I feel like I'm a great example because I've known Yahweh from day one, and I'm still dealing with stuff that I probably shouldn't be dealing with. And I'm still trying to overcome things that I probably shouldn't be trying to overcome. But that's my journey, and it's an honest and truthful journey that I'm still trying to seek Yahweh every day, and I'm still trying to be a better servant, and I'm pretty for sure it's some people that know Yah and has served Yah a lot less than I have that may be in better graces than I am. So like I said, my thing is I try to explain to people, yes, this is a way of life, but it's also a journey for a lot of us. So you're going to see and hear some things, and what you're going to see and hear is everybody else in here looking like a human being that's trying to figure it out.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So us feeling like we have to be at a certain plateau, we'll never, not saying we'll never reach that, but it's just explaining to people that it's not just a status to be an Israelite. That it's a journey, baby, and it happens every day, all day. So if you come in here, the goal is not to judge anybody, because you are going to see and you are going to hear some things that you would think like, well, gosh, darn it, that's an Israelite. I shouldn't hear nobody say that, you know. But guess what? This person's in a work in progress just like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? And our goal is to every day be a better servant, be stronger in Yahweh. And in the end, we all can share what Yah has groomed us to be, and groomed us to be a better servant, so we can teach the world, you know, and that when you come in here, this is what a work in progress looks like, honey. You know what I mean? But he has pulled us in. He has shown us, and we are the jewel. But we look just like the people in the scriptures, though. We jacked up. You know what I mean? So allow that to be known to the people that we bring in here, that yes, we are his people. Yes, we are chosen. Yes, we are the diamond and the jewel, baby. And look how dirty we are, you know. But this is our truth. This is who we are, and he will clean us. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And the last thing I'll say about that is that I think that for the most part, people do reasonably well in here. I think that today we had a very good Sabbath day. I think we had a great Sabbath day. I think we have grown tremendously over the past several months. And I hope that we say, oh, definitely. And I hope that we continue to grow even more. But one thing that we have to do is that people have to be, if everybody just come in and do what you're supposed to do and just be on your best behavior and obey Yah, then that's really the end of the story. But the problem is when you see people that ain't doing that, that's the people who have problems with Yah. And one thing that we have to do sometimes and I think that people know people are going to be people, but all that outrageous stuff on Yahweh's Sabbath day, that's when we have to pull people aside. And when people get outrageous, you know, we have to be able to work with one another and know, you know, we're going to disagree, but let's just not necessarily be disagreeable. You know what I mean? Let's just try our best to get along. We don't have to be disagreeable. We can just, you know, well, just like I told you about the script earlier. I didn't completely agree with that whole thing, but then I need to study it too. It's really the first time I heard, you know, but something wasn't like, well, something I don't see it all the way, but I just got to study it. And that's all we have to do. We just have to be humble. And with that being said, I think that we got a great start. I think today was a great day, and I think that we have been doing very well. And I hope that we can just continue to do better. Hallelujah. Let's stand. And we want to thank y'all for a great Sabbath day. We got our bellies filled. We got our spirits filled. We got great entertainment from our brothers and sisters praising Yah. And let's go ahead and face the east. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We want to thank you, Most High, for giving us another day, another hour, another minute to praise your name, Yah, with health, Yah, with strength, and in our right sound mind. We want to thank you, Yah, for another great Sabbath day, Yah. Very great Sabbath day, Yah. Another great unity Shabbat, to where we love one another. We came, we ate with one another, and we had a great time, Yah. And we ask you, Yah, to please keep our spirits for the rest of the week, Yah, until we convene again. Please keep our spirits right. Please protect us, Yah. Please put your shield of protection over each and every one of us, Yah, so that we can come back next week and get our gas tanks filled back up with your spirit, Yah. We ask you also, Yah, to please watch after our families, Yah, and please have mercy on your people, mighty Yah. And we also ask you, Yah, to please help this congregation be successful in everything that they do this week, Yah. We ask that in the name of Yah, we ask for success this week. And on that note, I'll say Shema. Shema. Yisrael. Yisrael. Yahweh. Yahweh. Eloheinu. Eloheinu. Yahweh. Yahweh. Akkad. Akkad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our Elohim, Yahweh is one. May the mighty Yah bless thee. May the mighty Yah keep thee. May the mighty Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May the mighty Yah lift up his countenance upon each and every one of you and give you peace. Also, may the name of the mighty Yah rest upon each and every one of you. Hallelujah! 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous all the time. Hallelujah.
Praise God.